Today we're going to talk about finding the slope of a line, and we're actually going to talk about a couple of different ways to do it, but fortunately both of them are ridiculously easy, and this will take us no time at all. The first way we're going to discuss today is going to be the algebraic method. And the algebraic method is when we are provided 2 points. Now remember, anything to do with lines, we have to know at least 2 coordinates somewhere along the line. And it doesn't matter what to, but we need to. So let's just make some points up. Let's just say we've got a point which is 1, 3, and we have another point on the line which happens to be, let's just call it 7, 8. To find the slope of the line, the formula that we use to do this algebraically, quite simply, is the slope, which remember is represented by the letter M from your Algebra 1 days, is, since slope is rise over run, all we have to do is find, remember rise is your y-axis movement, so we have to find the difference between the 2 y points, so you simply take y2 minus y1, and run is your left and right movement, your horizontal movement, and that is simply your second x point minus your first x point. And from this point, or from here on, it simply becomes a matter of filling in the blanks. So the slope equals y2 is this number right here, so we have 8 minus y1, which is 7, divided by our x2, which is, excuse me, I made a mistake. Your y1 point is not 7. Your y1 point is 3 over your x2 point, which is 7, minus your x1 point, which is 1. So you have 8 minus 3, which is 5, over 7 minus 1, which is 6. So the slope for the line that runs between these 2 points is 5 over 6. Very easy. Let's do one more. Again, leaving the equation up there, so we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's make up our points here. Let's throw in some negatives this time. So let's say we have a negative 3, 4, and a 5, let's put this one in a different quadrant. So we'll have 5, let's just say negative 2. We'll put it down there in quadrant 4. Okay, so fill in the blanks. y2, we have a negative 2 minus 4, and we have x2, which is 5, minus x1, so we have minus a negative 3. Negative 2 minus 4 is going to be a negative 6. These are going to become a positive, so we have 5 plus 3, which is over 8. So we have a negative 6/8. Of course, you quickly recognize we can simplify this fraction, so we divide both of them by 2, and we have a negative 3/4. So the slope of this line is negative, which means, of course, as we go from left to right, this line will go down. Now the last thing we can do is we can also find a line if we are given the graph. So let us assume that we have our origin right here. This is the origin of our graph, okay? And we have our line. Let's make up our line to go somewhere like this right here. So we'll start our line here. And our line will go up like this. So our line goes up that direction, and let's just make it a little bit further. So our line's also going to shoot off this direction right here. Okay? So our line's going to go like that. Not perfect, but close enough. Same thing applies. To find the slope of this line, all we have to do is we just have to find 2 points anywhere on this line. What you want to look for is intersections of x, y, whole numbers. So we're looking for places right here where the graphs, the axes, actually intersect each other at whole numbers. So I think a good one to choose is right here where it crosses through the y-axis And down here, this is another point right here. So these 2 points right here look very good to me. Okay. To finish the problem off, all we have to do is we just need to draw some lines straight down from our y point and straight across from our x point. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make ourselves a little triangle. And if you'll notice, we have a little right triangle at the intersection of the lines between the 2 points. And hopefully you remember this from Algebra 1 as well. And all we have to do now is we just need to count squares going up and down and squares going right and left, and that will tell us the slope of the line. So our rise is up and down. We have 3 squares here, so that's positive 3. We have 2 squares here going right and left, which is our run. Okay, so the slope equals rise over run. And as we go from left to right, as we go in this direction right here, the line goes up. So since the line goes up, that tells us that we must have a positive slope on the line. So we leave this as a positive 3/2, and there we have the slope. That's it.